Hello there, every one of you, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July 1st, 2012, and you're watching Overgrowth Weekly, episode 80. So, okay, that's the wrong one. Hi guys, I'm Lukas Orsvärn.
I'm Anton and Riehl. How's it going, guys?
And this week we're having our transitional episode. We're going from, the weekly schedule we've had since forever and into a monthly schedule. And this is kind of the in-between episode. So it'll be like kind of, bits of the new stuff while still being mostly like the old stuff.
Yeah,
it's going to be totally sweet. So these past 2 weeks since the last episode, there have been one alpha released on my birthday, of course. Thank you, David.
Yay!
That's June 25th, by the way. And among other things, it adds award tracking, which is a pretty cool feature.
Yeah.
It's something that was a pretty cool part of Lugaru, where it's basically when you play through the level, it records what you do, and if you didn't do certain things or did certain things, then you'll get like an award for that. Where it's like, oh, you didn't kill anyone, and you get a pacifist award or whatever that's called, and so on.
Right. And the way that it's being developed is it's just in the levels script, so it will actually be easy to implement your own award system and mod in whatever crazy award you come up with, like award for flipping 70 times before hitting the earth and dying. Way to go, get that award.
Yay.
So yay.
Yay, impossible awards. I'm getting I'm kind of wanting an achievement system when I think about this.
Well, certainly this is the predecessor to an achievement system.
Yeah, I guess that's very true. Like short-term achievements, you achieve them during my level, and then you'll have to be happy for your achievement. But
well, but it could be like get stealth kills 1,000 times.
Yeah,
an achievement on Steam that no one cares about. I mean,
everyone cares,
etc., etc.
I
right.
care about achievements. Anyway, so that's going to be cool. Award tracking, you can make your own awards. It's going to be really, really sweet. And there was another cool thing that he was starting on. He was starting on save game stuff, but there is not really anything to talk about there yet, since that's not even in the game. But he started on it anyway, so we'll probably see some of that in the future.
Right.
But
well, he just tweeted about that, right? I don't think he talked about it in the...
I think and he doesn't talk about it in the video, but it's in the change log, so it's a bullet point like started on save system or something like that.
Right. Okay.
On the alpha. So jumping right on, we have a bunch of levels this week. Let me start a video for you guys while we talk about that. Let's see. I've changed my layout here for all my buttons, so I'm not used to them anymore, but it'll come. Like, yeah, I wasn't used to the old ones either, so we'll see how this goes anyway. There, I think we are. Yes. There we go. So there were a bunch of levels. I'm going to talk about 3 of them. Right here in front of you now is a level called... Actually, I need to move some stuff around so I can see what I'm actually talking about. Oh, man. Let's move that to the side so I see that there. And like so. And there we go. Oh man. Okay, so first level here, called Sky Temple, made by Haphazard. And it's a level combining like parkour stuff and fighting stuff. Did you play this level, Anton, by the way?
I played it enough. I played it a little bit while putting it into the menu mod, and it's definitely a cool level. There's a lot to do. A lot of the new levels, I've been pretty excited about how many cool and new things people are including.
Yeah.
In their levels, So.
Yeah, this level had like a bunch of things included with it to make certain things work and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's cool, like new characters and stuff that I guess have different stats or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But in any case, this level is really cool because I like how he does the like interactive storytelling in the beginning and like further on here. where you get to like jump into fights that are already going on, for instance.
Right.
And things like that. So like in the beginning there, as you might have seen, let's see if I can go back to the beginning so you can see what I'm talking about. You kind of see that fight in the distance there, and they'll just fight for a long time before someone wins, pretty much. And you get like jump in here and save this civilian dude from dying, kind of. And the same thing happens later on as well, where you get to intervene in a fight like that, and that's kind of cool. Things like that. Other than that, I think it's actually a pretty basic map. There's nothing really hugely special about it, from what I've seen, but it's a solid, good level overall.
Mm-hmm.
So well done by Haphazard on that.
Very nice.
And then we have a level called Creed, made by main_antagonist. I tried playing this level. It has a quite bad frame rate though, so unfortunately I could not play it properly. I didn't play through the entire level because, you know, low frame rate isn't nice, and I couldn't get a good video either. But it's good. It seems good. I want to play it through, but you know, the frame rate kind of makes it not as fun, you know.
It's funny because when I played that level, I just tested it to make sure that he had uploaded the right level. I guess he had some problems getting the right XML file, and so when when I tested it, I played through it, and it was a lot of fun. It definitely, I mean, he was trying to make it feel like an Assassin's Creed level a little bit, and it definitely had that feel. But then. But the more enemies you killed, the more the lag really kicked up, because he did try to recreate a little scene in a tavern, you know, like there's a bar and all these places you can go on top of floors, and he rebuilt sort of the one of the hiding spots on the roofs that you can get into in Assassin's Creed. So it's cool, but definitely hard on your computer, and the more you play it, the more ragdolls you get, the harder it remains. So, you know. Yeah,
this level might actually have been like a good candidate for splitting the level up, maybe, or something like that. If he really wants this level of detail, he can, like, in the middle, he just puts a point where when you get here, you load a new level, and you can kind of split it up like that. So you have like 5 NPCs in one, 5 in the one, and you know, you can keep the high detail level or something like that.
It's you know, it's always tricky to you know, it's always a balancing act, because you want it to play like a big level from a big game, and because the game isn't optimized yet, that's just not gonna happen. So yeah. But
like overall, Creed, the level Creed, made by main_antagonist. I think it's a cool level. You should check it out if you have a good computer. Otherwise, you should probably just keep away, unless you want to enjoy the view, I guess.
Right, it's a pretty level. It definitely is a pretty level.
Yep.
So.
And next up we have level 1 by Spoody. Spoody has made 3 levels, I should say, this week. Nice work there. And I want to talk about level 2 and 3 from him, actually. So let's start the video for level 2 so you guys can see what it looks like here. There we go. So this is kind of a snowy level, obviously. And this one also has some story in it, which is always appreciated, of course. And right here in the beginning, you see this rabbit you can talk to, and he says, "Hello, I seen a bunny with red shirt, and he was carrying 2 daggers." And then, of course, later on the level, there is a rabbit with a red shirt carrying 2 daggers. And, you know, things like that just add to the level so much, I think.
Right. It gives you a purpose and a direction to go when you're playing a level like this, which sometimes they do. I mean, sometimes these levels are great, and then other times you kind of feel a little lost as to what you're supposed to be doing. So when you sort of feel like, oh, I got to find the guy with the red shirt and 2 daggers, you know, it's even though it's a small purpose, it's a purpose. And on these cool, you know, I know for myself, it's just kind of like learning the map making system. You know, you feel like you experiment and do all these crazy things, but until you actually have people play test it and understand and get what you're going for, it's hard to know if your level design is working or not. So
yeah. So that's like for people, just saying that now quickly, for people who don't do this yet, you should like give your level to someone in the community that you know, or just ask for people to test your level, and that can give like feedback. Maybe just 1 or 2 people that can tell you like the big bad things about your level, so you can fix those before you like release it. And then when you release it, you will only get much more like in-depth feedback in a way, and because those like big things that might be obvious to everyone who plays it except for you, because these things, when you make your level and you work on it for a long time, you often become blind to what you do. That happens all the time with anything you do. So having someone else's perspective on it can reveal some pretty obvious things there. And by the way, I just killed the guy in the red shirt with the 2 daggers there. So yeah, mission
I saw
accomplished.
that. Woot!
Yeah, so that's something I really think you should do if you don't do that already. Get some beta testers, basically.
Yeah. You know, it's always good. I mean, I know I've definitely talked to people who are like, oh, I don't want to reveal my level before it's done, but you know, unless you're really doing something that's truly groundbreaking, which using just a level editor is not going to be. Other people's, you know, input will be helpful, and they're not going to steal your ideas or anything like that. They're just going to give you advice and maybe do their own level, but you know, it's always worth checking things out.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. So this level, called Spoody Level 2, made by Spoody. Very nice level. It's big. You can explore a lot of stuff, which I like, of course. So well done, Spoody, on that. And next up we have Spoody Level 3, I guess it's called. And it has another name as well. It's called Honey, I Shrunk the Bunny. I think it's actually wrong spelling there on honey. It should be Hunny, right? Honey, I Shrunk the Bunny.
No, that's actually a Winnie the Pooh spelling of the word honey.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But it rhymes better. It looks better when it's written. Honey, I Shrunk the Bunny.
Sure. Yeah, although it's not technically a word.
Yeah, I know.
Like that.
But you know, okay, it's right as it is now, but it would be even more right if it was wrong, if you know what I mean. You're so right.
Right.
So right. Anyway, this level has no combat whatsoever. You're just running around in this room. It's kind of a, you know, one of those where you're small levels. Do we have names for this yet?
I don't know. We should call them level miniatures or something. I don't know. But yes, there has sort of been a theme lately of levels where you are tiny and you go inside of inside of a giant's room or something. So
yeah, in this case you're
Yeah.
actually shrunk. You and your brother, I guess he is. I'm not sure.
I haven't played this level yet, but it's actually looking really cool and reminiscent of course the movie that he's referencing with the title of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
Mm.
So this level is basically, you know, you got the parkour in there. But you know, it's basically you just explore. This is a level for people who like exploring, because you can see things all over the room and you want to go everywhere at once. But of course you can't do that. So you just go from one place to another. And if you fall down, and don't want to get back up to where you were, that's no problem, because there are like a bunch of places to explore. So just go to another place.
Yep.
Yeah, I really, really like this level. It's very good, I have to say.
Well, you also like exploration levels, so
Yeah.
it sounds exactly like something that you would like.
Absolutely. And this is good for people who don't have very good computers as well, because, you know, there are no NPCs on the level, and those are the things that take the most power from your computer. So, yeah, if you don't have a very, very good computer, this is probably one of the best levels that you can get, I think.
Very cool.
So that is Honey, I Shrunk the Bunny, aka Spoody Level 3, made by Spoody.
And apparently Aubrey likes the level.
Uh-huh. That's good.
Yes.
That's a good seal of approval there.
Yes.
Jumping right on. Let's see here. Okay. So those are the levels for this week. Bunch of good levels. Well done, everybody there. And then we move on to the mixed community bag part of the show, which is, that sounded good because this is the new Overgrowth Weekly, you guys.
The new Overgrowth Weekly monthly.
This is like Overgrowth Weekly. If we have Overgrowth Weekly 1.0 first, and then now with the website upgrade, we have Overgrowth Weekly 2.0. This is like Overgrowth Weekly 2.5, and then we have Overgrowth Weekly 3, aka Overgrowth Monthly, or something like that, coming up in a month.
Right. I thought Overgrowth Weekly 3 would be when the game is released and we just have tournaments or something crazy like that.
We don't really have any version numbering anyway, so we can just say whatever. We can release Overgrowth Weekly 3 twice.
Overgrowth Weekly 8.0 because that's what it says on the website.
Yeah, exactly. This is our show. We can do whatever we want, Anton. So we have the mixed community bag in any case. And first up there is the fan art watch. So let's jump right on in and take a look at what people have been drawing for the game.
I might need to refresh this page.
Oh man.
I don't see the fan art watch.
No, yeah, I added it just as you loaded the page, so.
I see. Yeah, well, there's definitely 2 other things I see missing from that list. Remind me when we finish the list and we'll get there.
I will try, Anton. I will do my best. I assure you. I'm just trying to get through. Like, I didn't.
It's okay.
I didn't make one of those fancy pictures this week.
I forgive you. Oh no.
Thank you, Anton. Thank you. Okay. Jumping on in. Bam. So, I guess we didn't. Yeah, this one is new for sure. It's 20th of June. Yeah. Tristram made this image of a bleeding Turner with daggers and a sword in the water on a cliff. And Mr. Anton, I'm moving through this quite quickly because there are a few pages here, so we'll have to do this not too slowly. Here we have Mr. Anton. He made a wallpaper, which looks very nice indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice indeed. I really like these kinds of very clean wallpapers, so nice work there.
It is cool. They had a big conversation about some stuff with that wallpaper, so it's sort of interesting.
Yeah. Like some part looks like a key or something like that.
Yeah.
And what is this? Says the Jazz Mutant. A dog head thing. Yeah, it's an animated dog head thing, or rat/mouse, or whatever it says later on.
It's hard to say, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Steve Levin 7 with a edit of one of Aubrey's official concept art images. Very nice concept art image, I have to say, though. Like,
yes,
this is one of my favorite concept art images, so very much worth doing some remixes of. And then we have Girth, who made all of these things, and I love these. They look very, very cool.
Yeah, they remind me of that guy who built the actual 3D models of Turner. They look like a digital version of that. It looks like you could print these on a 3D printer and have some cool toys to play with. So
yeah,
it's.
He made a bunch of these. He made a bunch of these using cycles in Blender. Blender's new, kind of new. It's not very new anymore, but it's Blender's newest rendering engine that comes with Blender, which is very, very cool. And it it makes me want to use Blender more. Like he imported a terrain here, which got me thinking that maybe you could import a terrain with all of the texture stuff and all that, like into Blender, and then you could make scenes in Blender with Overgrowth assets, which, you know, you can see that he has imported the assets. It's very possible to import the textures as well, because I've done that for an image that I made. So you can make really cool, high quality, like custom animations in the Overgrowth universe using the Overgrowth assets. So yeah, I feel like I want to do that now, even though I will never have time, but you know. But
at least it sounds cool.
Yeah, I can give the idea to someone else, Go out there. Make
anyone
it for me.
Anyone get any ideas? Listen to Lukas. Listen to Lukas.
Adwuga has made a fan art in celebration of Gay Pride Month. It's Turner's Gay Son with a very nice sweater. Nice work, Adwuga.
Very nice.
And then there's some other stuff. I think there was some else. And here we go. Let's open that in YouTube. What's it called? Marcrokenia. Yeah, something like that. He made this image of a toad attacking Turner.
It's so much win in this picture. I love that it looks like, it's hard to say. Even if Turner manages to stab the frog before he lands on him, it still looks like that rock age Morningstar is going to hit him in the head and just do massive damage.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think.
I think so too. This reminds me of Battletoads, or whatever it's called as well.
Oh, I love that game.
Oh, Battletoads. Oh, yeah.
I better go find my NES so I can play that again.
Yeah, so very cool image there, made by Macrokenia, or something like that. You'll have to correct me. Correct me.
Yes.
And then there's some other game art. And Benny P submitted 2 minutes ago. My sis found out I was playing a Ninja Rabbit fighting game and made this, he writes. Aw, yeah, Ninja Rabbit fighting game.
Nice.
It should be like the official logo, I think.
Of Ninja Rabbit fighting game.
Yeah, maybe there should be like a game controller next to it or something, so we have the game part, because now it's just Ninja Rabbit.
Right.
Anyway. Nice.
Sweet.
Stuff. Sweet. So that's the fan art watch for this week. Moving right on. We have a SUMLauncher 2.1.1 that was released. Like a bunch of versions have been released.
Yes.
And it's been a bunch of updating with bunch of updates and good stuff.
Yeah, it's been a lot of compatibility things. I know that Aaron is trying his hardest to make SUMLauncher solid, and we're making progress with the project, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. He has made a bunch of fixes all over the application, so it's just getting better and better steadily, and not even very slowly. It seems like it's going
right.
quickly. So hopefully he'll be able to keep it up.
When he works on it, he definitely does very good work. So I know he was planning to do a lot more work on it this summer, but did find a job. So I'm excited for him and his job. And then we have some in-game UI stuff that we're working on to try and move the project to the next level, but that has its issues. Everyone is busy, so
Yes. Yes.
We can't move at the rate that we'd like, but it is coming along, so I'm excited.
It's good. So SUMLauncher, keeping a steady pace, very nice there. Next up, we have a bunch of weapons this week as well. We have a weapon called Batleth, made by Benny P, which is a weapon from. I did like the.
I
almost did the classical
weapon.
mistake of saying that it was from Star Wars, but.
Oh, wow!
Star Trek.
You're losing.
Right?
You're losing your cred. It's a Battlestar Galactica weapon, I think.
Yeah. Or, something like that,
something like that.
Sci-fi, something. I'm not sure.
I don't know, space sci-fi. It's all the same.
Yeah, I don't even know what this is. Anyway, it's a weapon. It's kind of like a sword. For those who don't know what a whatever it was called,
Bathleth.
Bathleth. Okay, thanks.
Bathleth. Yeah.
It's kind of like a sword. It's pretty cool. You should check it out if you're interested in Star
Trek.
Star Trek, yes. Thanks. You'll probably like this because it looks pretty
Klingons.
cool. quite
Yeah,
welcome.
for sure.
And then we have 2 other weapons. We have Hand Claw by Girth and Axes by Girth. So he's made a bunch of weapons this week. The same guy who made those fine rendered images in Blender there before. So we have these kind of claws, Wolverine style almost.
Almost.
Sweet stuff. And then we have a weapon of 2 axes, 2 small axes, or you can have 1 big axe.
Nice.
I like the axes, the small axes. My favorites among these, I have to say.
It reminds me of the there's the Chinese like axe mafia in a lot of movies in a lot of Hong Kong movies. Totally reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool stuff.
For sure.
So now someone needs to use this weapon, make a level where that axe mafia thing is.
Oh man, if you had like 20 guys with the double axes coming after you, and you were able to beat them all, you would feel like Jet Li or something, and it would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Someone should make a Jet Li mod level.
Get on that.
And
it's actually not. Someone's asking if I'm talking about the Yakuza, which I am absolutely not talking about. Yakuza is Japanese, and the hatchet or the axe mafia was Chinese. They're definitely different.
so
It is one of
different.
the triads. Yeah.
How dare you even ask? How dare you even say something like that? Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Anton knows something in the world that he's talking about.
That's good. Moving right along, we're at the end of the mixed community bag now, Anton. There was something you
Yeah,
wanted to
okay.
add?
Well, there were 2 things that I was going to add. One is that you missed the Zeus mod.
The Zeus mod.
Did you see the Zeus mod?
I did see the Zeus mod.
The Zeus mod is awesome. I love it. Basically, you can stand on a mountain, and it reuses the lightning bolt from the eyes mod. But what happens is that when you trigger it, instead of shooting from your eyes, it targets the nearest enemy, doesn't matter how near or far, and a lightning bolt shoots down from the sky, and they go flying off, and it is awesome. It's a very cool mod.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you can see in this video that he has on YouTube, but there are guys flying all over. They're standing on these hex things over here, and lightning's shooting down, and they're flying all over the place.
right. Can you mention who made it?
Who made it? Yeah, I'm gonna jump right back. It's made by Ekoste. Yeah.
Acosta. Yeah.
Acosta.
So that is also a very cool map. I'm very excited by that one. I don't know why I find it so exciting, but I do.
Yeah, it's like one of those mods where something big has changed. It feels like it really like adds something to the game. It's like a new thing on top of what you could do before, which is quite rare because most of the time you can't really add things because you can only like modify what's already there. It feels like a lot right now. So maybe that's why you find it so exciting.
Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't stop laughing when I watched it. So I was like, rain down lightning on the masses. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine you sitting there watching the video like all alone, like rain down lightning. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like jumping up and down in my chair and like
can barely contain yourself.
Barely
Forever
contain
alone.
myself. Yes.
So what was the other thing that you wanted to add?
Well, there was a menu mod update since our last show as well.
Of course.
And I added like 12 maps or something crazy like that. So we're over 115 maps. We're gonna hit 120 some maps soon, and I now have 3 or 4 more maps to add. So the number of maps in that in the menu mod has improved greatly. And one of the updates that happened this last week, which turned off case errors being displayed by default, actually made it so that a lot of maps that people were having a hard time opening now open. So basically you can run any of this like 120 custom-made maps by installing the menu mod. So definitely time to update that if you haven't lately. Some very cool new levels.
Super duper cool. And of course, as usual, you can find that mod inside of the SUMLauncher. Just follow the link in the agenda and you'll get right there.
Exactly.
Except there is no link in the agenda right now, so maybe I will add that after the show, if I remember.
Someone just asked me, is thinking if I'm talking about organizing maps in a nicer way, and all I have to say is that is what some OG utilities is designed to be. It's when I put together that team, really what I was trying to do was find a way to organize the maps better, and we have a layout and we have some possibilities of how it will work. There are some technical issues that we've run into, but yes, we are working on that in a better way. There should be eventually rating systems. There should be popular things you can sort by creators, so that if you like one person's map making style, you can do that. Also, we'll add the function so that within the game you can choose to download just the map that you want to install, not just the whole bundle of it's almost a gigabyte to download the entire menu mod now. So there's a lot of things planned for some OG utilities, which SUMLauncher is just part one of that. It's coming along. I'm trying to find a way to push it forward, but some of our developers are currently occupied, which I'm very happy for their opportunities. So we'll have to figure out how to move it forward soon.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I'm sure we will. Yep.
So that is the end of the mixed community bag segment. And moving right along into the questions and answers, which is the new segment that we hope we'll be able to have every month. We'll see. It depends on how many questions we're getting. And this week, or these past 2 weeks, I guess, we have had a few questions. Do we take all of them? Do you want to take your question?
Sure. So, Exashi, who's been asking me to say his name this whole time, asked a question of how many hairs do I have on my head? So, let's find out. 1, 2.
I'll go make some tea, Anton.
3. No. I'm afraid I don't know. And for those of you who don't get the reference, that was how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And the answer is 3.
I see.
Go back and find the ad. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
It's out there, man. And then we have Tanjavik. What kind of pronunciation is that? I don't even know. Tanjavik.
Yeah.
No W's in there, my friend. Tanjavik asks, do you guys have plans to get Silverfish a beard? And Silverfish is me. And I really don't think I'm enough of a man to have a beard, honestly. I just can't take that burden. Like it would be very honorful to keep the tradition of the beard, moving on. But I'm not sure. Maybe later on when I feel like I'm more ready for it. But now
maybe
it's not
soon.
the time. No, it's
right.
not the time. And to top things off, we have actually a serious question.
A serious question?
Believe it or not.
Oh my goodness.
Is this from Anonymous? I think
it was asked anonymously, yes.
And the question is, what is your relationship with the Wolfire team? Like, do you guys talk with them, or do they watch the show, or perhaps are you stalking them, following them around and talk about it once a week, or now monthly?
Of course it has some silly questions, but why don't you start, and then since my answer is a little bit longer, I will answer mine. Second.
So my relationship with the Wolfire team, I don't think it's much different from most other people, actually. I personally don't have too much communication with any of the developers, and not any like extra communication or anything like that, except for when we're having, we used to have giveaways and things like that, and small competitions where the prizes would be Humble Bundle games. But then, like, even then, it was mostly you, Anton, who handled that stuff. So me personally, I don't have much communication extra at all. But I mean, they're so available, so...
They are very available to pretty much anybody.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So you don't need to be special or anything if you want to have a special relationship with them, I guess.
Right. So my answer to this question, I guess I can kind of tell the story. It's a little bit of a story. I was a fan of Lugaro and heard the music for Overgrowth fairly early on. And I said, this could maybe use something to kind of push the music to another level. And I was looking for a way to get to know video game developers. So I offered to play flutes because I have a big ethnic flute collection. So I started playing flutes for the music for Overgrowth, which then led to me actually going up and meeting the team. And at this point, I've met everybody on the team. So I'm actually fairly good friends with a few of them, I would say, and I'm in pretty regular contact with them. In fact, at least Aubrey, the artist, watches OG Weekly almost religiously. He's been commenting during the show.
Hi, Aubrey.
And we talk a lot. Hi, Aubrey. And yes, I stalk them around.
Yes.
And report about it.
Yeah. And we do get a few good tips and stuff from Jeff, since he does the web developing stuff and so on. He has given us a few good tips here and there as well. So like they help us a lot. Like they help us a lot, and we really appreciate that. And of course, we magically help them by doing this thing that we like right now. So I guess that's good. But like on a personal level, for me personally, I don't know them very well at all. Anton, though, that's another story. He has a special relationship.
And I since then I've also written the music for 2 of their Game Jam games. I wrote music for the Broadside Express and for Receiver. Yes. So I actually work with them in addition to knowing them. But I am not a member of the team, as some people tend to... Aubrey just said hi. Hi, Aubrey. I'm not a member of the team, but I do work with them sometimes. So
yes,
it's very cool.
So those are the questions asked for these 2 weeks. For these 2 weeks, yeah. If you want to ask questions for the next show, which will be in a month roughly, there is a link in the agenda right now. Ask us questions for the question segment, it says, and you can click that link, and you will be taken to a form where you can ask us a question. And if you have a name, you might want to supply us with it, like a nickname or normal name, so we know who asked it. But you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah,
so...
we did leave it anonymous, although I happened to know the person who asked me one of my anonymous questions. So you can't always hide from me.
Oh, Jesus. Now you're scaring me, Anton.
Don't be scared.
I'll have to pull through, though.
Bazul says hi. Steel Raven 7 says hi.
Everyone
Apparently,
says hi.
Joel from Frozen Bite is here. Difton Jaguar says hi.
Everyone says hi. Oh, man.
Hi, everybody. Okay.
Hello, everybody. So that's the questions and answers. Ask us questions. The link is in the agenda. Moving on to the news segment. Next up is the Receiver Art Asset Overview. Art Asset Overview. So, yeah, Receiver, if you don't know, is of course the 7-day FPS game that Wolfire made in 9 days.
In 9 days.
And they kept making until this day. kind of, making updates now and then. And
Yeah.
And there was art in this game made by Aubrey, and so this Aubrey made an art asset overview to give you an overview of these art assets that are in the game. And
Yes.
this is the blog post about that. Awkward silence.
Is that from me? Am I supposed to say something? I thought we were going to watch a video.
No.
Oh. We're talking about the art.
Yeah, it's like 7 minutes long, so we're just gonna talk.
Okay, I'm muting my notifications because people are having fun pinging me and hearing themselves getting pinged. So
yay, ping, nice.
Ping, 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 Anton, ping, Anton, ping.
Kind of like me.
The art asset over. I love the art in the game. I think that, we in 7 days there's only so much you can do, and we had a pretty small team ultimately. Really, one guy doing the art, one guy doing the code, and then I came in and snuck in a little bit of music here and there. When what Aubrey did in terms of art, I think is amazing, and I love the look of the game, the colors of the game, the setting of the game, and you should definitely watch the video about it because he really goes into detail about just exactly what he did. And there are some things that didn't make it into the game, and he says yet in the video there are some things that didn't make it into the game that are very pretty, very cool. There's a whole cityscape that could really make it feel very immersive. So the art itself was very inspiring, and I like it a lot. I actually really like to play the game just to look at the game because I think it's really cool looking. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's very interesting how they did the art. So you should totally watch it. Like what I think is really interesting is how they didn't use any textures for anything. He just used like color, like vertex coloring on everything to color it, which I think gives a very unique and cool look.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of criticism for that. That it looked like a Nintendo 64-ish and things like that, but I don't know. Somehow to me, even though, yes, I understand why people said that, I think it looked more interesting. There was a lot more detail on items where it even though it's simple, it's not it's not simple, and that's kind of what's cool about it, So yeah.
Though
anyway,
he mentions in the video that he didn't really like it in some places, but it can always be made better, of course.
Of course.
But yeah, watch the art asset overview. It's really, really interesting. And someone, who was that? Chiffon Jaguar says, "Nice Twilight poster in the background, Lucas." That's not a Twilight poster. I'm guessing that's the one you're talking about. It's actually Zelda Twilight Princess.
Uh-oh.
The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And I don't know if he meant a Twilight poster, but Twilight. No. So anyway, moving right along,
He responded. He felt embarrassed.
What the hell is wrong with it, he says. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. I forgive you.
All are welcome in the folds of the OG Weekly fan base.
Yes.
Please don't leave. There's only like 20 of you.
There's actually 51 right now. We should take a screenshot.
51 of you. Screenshot. Woohoo. So.
Yeah, next up, the Mind Kill, making the music for Receiver. Anton, take it away.
Yeah, so as I have just been lecturing you guys for the past 10 minutes, I also wrote the music for Receiver and put together, I feel like, a pretty detailed video about a lot of the music that you hear in the game. I did end up writing additional music from that, from the game, but I kind of go into into detail about what I wrote, how I wrote it, how I layered it, and the a little bit on the technical side of we did actually create dynamic music, which is quite effective in the game, I think. And so yeah, I was pretty happy with the way the music turned out, and had a pretty good response to it also. So
Yeah.
there's an in-depth video, and there is actually also some links where you can just listen to the music and watch the time lapse of me working as well. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know much more to say other than just watch the video.
Yeah, the video is like, yeah, it's 10 minutes long on the YouTubes, and there you have written a small blog post about it as well. It's very much worth watching and listening to. I think it's very interesting that you like separate the sounds so you can listen to the individual sounds, and then like you put it together in, it's music. So yeah, very interesting to watch, I have to say.
Cool, thanks.
Learning.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be interesting. So
Absolutely, mission accomplished, man. Mission accomplished.
Yep. Thank you.
Sweet. So I think that is the end of the agenda, which means that we are at the end of the show as well, everyone. So I'd like to thank you, everyone, for watching. Of course, check out ogweekly.com if you're not already there for the agenda and links to other pages. Of course, you can ask us questions. As I said, there is a link in the agenda to ask us questions for the question segment. It says, click that to ask us questions for the next month's show. Yep. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Which is scheduled to be July 29th.
Yes, exactly. So it's not technically next month, but it's a month away. Okay.
Yes. So
in
I thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah.
July 29th. Mark your calendars or visit ojweekly.com and watch the countdown timer until our next show happens.
Yes. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in a month.
See you guys soon.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.